Get a win on their home court. The bustling city of Portland, Oregon. This is the backdrop for our broadcast setting tonight. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at Los Angeles, right there in 5th position, middle of the pack in the conference. And, of course, Portland, 2 games back.
And when I look at the Lakers, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, the goal is very defined. They have to have a strong finish to the season and make sure they get home court advantage for at least the first few rounds of the playoffs.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thank you, Kevin. The Blazers have now been in the playoffs 8 straight seasons. Damian Lillard says, me and CJ in our careers, we've always won. Now, our team hasn't won the championship, but we've always won. And I think a big part of that is you know how to impact winning and make it happen. Guys, back to you.
He does. When it's on the line, it is Dame time. Thank you, D.A. Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. And they have their big 3 all out there. Westbrook at the point with LeBron and Davis at the forward. Howard is out there with Malik Monk. And for the Trailblazers, the veteran pair of Lillard and McCollum are the guards. Covington is at the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. And already, Greg, we're seeing some of the new wrinkles that players have added to their games.
No doubt. The work doesn't end when the season does. And if you're trying to improve your skills or if you're trying to pack on good weight, that kind of stuff needs to get done during the offseason.
Pass to Covington. He kicks it to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
And he got a good look at the hands of Covington.
Here's James. Had a tough time getting going against the Thunder. He was a non-factor in that game. Westbrook finds Davis. And they double up Davis. The kick out to Westbrook. In the corner, it's Monk. 5 on the clock. James outside. For 3, Westbrook. And the rebound by Nurkic. Looking at Portland, they want to turn it around after the loss to Indiana.
Yeah, what we saw in that game and what you see around the league is a questionable dependency on the triple.
Well, you have to be able to use the three-point line in some way. It's just such a weapon. And in that game, it was just not there for him.
And here is Howard after the 3-pointer from Norman Powell. Shoots over Nurkic. And no good. Trying to use the glass. It's been a quick start for Portland. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Pass to McCollum. To the paint. Foul for 3. That shot off the mark. And it's the Lakers the other way. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots. But on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. 1 good possession, 2 bad ones, 1 good one. They could never get on a steady run and play some solid offense.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Dwight Howard.
Carmelo Anthony.
Here's LeBron. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
I mean, you really could call a foul almost on every play when LeBron James is driving. That time contact, no whistle, didn't bother him.
Now here's McCollum. Really struggled in the loss against Indiana. Count the basket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Robert Covington.
Again, the body control to shift himself over. Westbrook, sometimes the only choice you have is to commit the foul.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
Russell Westbrook at the line for 2.
And the first one drops. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cody Zeller's checked in for Nurkic. Nance comes in for Robert Covington. Tony Snell's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Lakers. Rondo comes in for Malik Monk. Second free throw, no good.
Russell Westbrook just out there and focused, trying to find ways in which he can help out his team to secure any win.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Chris is checked in. Trevor Ariza is checked in for Los Angeles. Ken Bazemore comes in for Russell Westbrook. Trailblazers leading by 4. And Zeller kicks to Nance. The pass to Simons. Beyond the arc. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Lakers have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Rondo passes to Anthony. Over Chris. Shots good by Anthony.
A Melo special right there, playing in the mid-range. It's pretty much been his home his entire career.
Here's Simons. Pass to Zeller. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence. Well, the road less traveled. Anthony Simons took a year after high school just training at a basketball academy. No college, not the most glamorous route, but his game has some flash to it.
He's one of those guys, GA, that comes into the game and just is an offensive force. Takes shots off the dribble, can shoot threes, is lightning quick, and gets to the basket. Still very young, still a lot of room for him to grow, but he has shown flashes.
Free throw good, Jordan.
Well, the adventure begins when DeAndre gets to the line, but I think he's wanting to work hard on his free throws, so it's not a substitution in the last 2 minutes of a game. He wants to get confident, stepping up and knocking them down.
Here's Simons. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Chris. Here's Simons. Puts it up. No good off the back of the rim. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Lakers. It's a 3-point game. Passes it to Jordan. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Not allowing the defense to cover him or alter his shot there was DeAndre Jordan getting to the rim.
And the pass to Snell. Here's Simons, covered by Anthony. Pulls up on the wing. And it's Simons missing.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
Rondo with it. Pass to Anthony. And stolen by Zeller. That's a 2 from Simons.
Hard work from Ariza, just getting his arms and that length in the way.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Portland out in front. They lead by 1. We'll take a quick break, then. Damian Lillard winning the 2020 Magic Johnson Award, which honors the player who combines excellence on the court along with cooperation and dignity with the media.
Being recognized for giving your time, but also making other people's job easier. I take a lot of pride in that. The same way I take.
Well, Lillard is well-deserving and well-liked, certainly. Some of the most open and thoughtful answers you'll hear.
Comfortable with a microphone, whether it's a press conference or a recording studio. He's got quotes and bars.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
Well, so much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
We've got Cody Zeller. Hands out there with Chris. Then there's Tony Snell. And it's Simons in at the point. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Tries again. Zeller inside, guarded by Jordan, and it's blocked by Jordan.
And Jordan, a defensive stalwart, crushing the opposition with his shot blocking.
Now here's Bazemore. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
And a lot of players want a voice in team strategy, and I've always wondered, Greg, is there a downside for coaches letting their players get too involved?
I mean, there is a belief that you can have too many cooks in the kitchen, right? But if a player knows his stuff, it's worth at least hearing them out, if only to keep those open lines of communication.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Jordan. Davis comes in for Trevor Ariza. LeBron's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Kendrick Nunn. McCollum finds Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Davis. It doesn't go for him. And it's Portland the other way. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year they came out on the losing end. And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, the buckets have been few and far between, and neither team able to get into any sort of offensive rhythm.
Here's LeBron, and the dunk by James.
Just a masterful offensive player, utilizing that pick. Great intelligence there.
Portland trailing here. And here's Covington. McCollum outside. For three. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
So the Lakers call timeout. They're first.
And standing 6'3" at that shooting guard spot, you know, the naysayers will question McCollum's lack of size defensively.
Well, it might not be, GA, the size part of it defensively. It's the fact that, you know, you'd like to make more of an impact defensively. So forget the size. CJ needs to show some more effort on that end. The best part about CJ is that he usually wins the matchup on a nightly basis because he's such an incredible scorer, and that's where maybe you make up the difference.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Yep, that one goes in there. Nurkic has got his second basket of the game.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Powell against James. LeBron is doubled. Back to Westbrook. Dishes it to LeBron. Clock at 4. Monk for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Here's Lillard. And there's the drive. And Lillard throws it down.
Well, he can shoot the three, so defenses have to go out and overplay him, and that's what creates lanes for him to do stuff like that.
Westbrook passes to James. And here is Howard. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
This is his first free throw of the game.
and not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
That free throw, no good.
Hard to deny many of the skills that Dwight Howard brings to the floor on a nightly basis. Not just a force on defense, but has those nights on offense where he can be imposing as well.
Zeller, who's checked in for Nurkic. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. Covington doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Davis. Pass to Howard. To the inside. Davis against Covington. And Davis gets it to go. Davis has got the lead up to 2 now for the Lakers.
That's tough from AD on the inside. And the brow showing off his motor.
Lillard with it. Westbrook picks him up. Outside, Covington. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Lillard misses. Lakers have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The kick out to Westbrook. Good, and the assist goes to James. LeBron's got 3 assists now in this one.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Lillard misses.
Man, I thought he was making that in so close. That's some aggressive defense.
And the dunk by LeBron.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
Yeah, that's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Dwight, what are you seeing from your opponent tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. Just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter.
They stayed within arm's reach in that opening period. 5 points, their largest deficit. And they had their fingerprints all over that second quarter, coming back from a deficit and building a 7-point lead. Shaq, what'd you think about the Lakers?
The difference so far has been the efficiency of their offense. Ball movement is really good. They're not afraid to use the whole shot clock if they have to. Overall, they're making every possession count.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Portland.
What I'd like to see them do is push the action. You talk about getting your points within the flow, but sometimes you got to go outside your comfort zone. Force it a little bit. Take some tough shot, draw some contact, and manufacture points.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. One guy who's been getting it done is Malik Monk.
Yeah, and the numbers don't jump out at you, but the impact on the game sure does.
Well, the commitment he has to fill his role and consistently fill that role, that's what that team needs from him.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books.
Let's hear it for your Blazer defense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Lakers. And they have their big 3 all out there. Westbrook at the point with LeBron and Davis at the forward. Monk is out there with Howard.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
On the wing, James, covered by Lillard. Powell with the steal. Outside Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
Those feel so good. Covington up there for a slam dunk.
Now Westbrook. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. James looking around. Just 5 to shoot. Shot, high post. He squares up and sinks it. Westbrook's got 6.
Well, pretty composed there with the time ticking away. Westbrook has a bit of a sixth sense to get one off.
It's stolen by Monk. Lobbed up there for Westbrook. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, how many times have we seen Westbrook way up like that with the poster shot? He's just doing what simply other people cannot.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Chris, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Nance comes in for Robert Covington. Tony Snell's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. And then for Los Angeles, Jordan, he's checked in for Howard. Riza comes in for LeBron. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Monk.
Well, we talk about the clutch scoring of Damian Lillard. I'll put it in black and white. Since he entered the league in 2012, nobody has more makes in the last 20 seconds of a game to tie or go ahead. Nobody.
And the shot goes down. Lillard's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Here's Westbrook. He's got 8. Down low, here's Davis, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And the Lakers lead by 6. And the list of players with multiple series-clinching buzzer beaters in the playoffs, Michael Jordan and Damian Lillard.
With a little bon voyage wave of the hand for good measure, Dame time is as real as it gets.
Westbrook with it. Kicks it to Bazemore. 5 to shoot. Makes it off the glass. Westbrook's got 10 points in the game.
Don't say this much about guards, but big boy strength there as Westbrook does not give in to the aggressive defense.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Bazemore grabs the miss. Lakers leading by 6. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Outside, Davis puts up a 3. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
Well, that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Cody Zeller's checked in for the Trailblazers. The Lakers also changing it up. Anthony's checked in for Anthony Davis. Kendrick Nunn comes in for Trevor Ariza. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Jordan sends it back. Shot by Zeller, no good. And so Bazemore will bring it up for Los Angeles. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure. And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Lakers.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
The other thing they've done is had penetrating passes inside, in the interior, plenty of points in the paint.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. Norman Powell comes in for Nance, and it's C.J. McCollum in for Tony Snell.
Marquise Chris has potential oozing from his fingertips. So exciting and so athletic at that 4 spot.
LeBron kicks to Nunn. James outside. A 3-ball. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Zeller's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And the rejection by LeBron.
We've seen some big-time blocks from LeBron James. Add that one to his reel.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Yes, that goes in. LeBron's got 8.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Lakers lead by 4. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. At the guard spot, longtime teammates Lillard and McCollum. Powell and Covington up at the forward. And it's Zeller in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here's James. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Just powering to his shot that time, LeBron being assertive.
Lillard dishes to Covington. To the middle. Here's Zeller. Misses from short range. Lakers leading by 6. Now here's Nunn. Passes to James. Driving the lane. Banked in off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 8.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Here's Powell. That falls. Nice feed that time for McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists tonight.
I know CJ plays the 2-guard position alongside Lillard, but he does have point guard vision, and that's a great block.
And the Lakers call time here. And out of Lehigh, CJ McCollum, probably the best player ever out of the Patriot League.
I don't think that's a stretch, Kevin. In 2013, when he was taken 10th in the NBA draft, I think a lot of people were trying to look up not just C.J. McCollum's name, but where Lehigh was in the country. But that draft pick has paid off huge for Portland. Him and Lillard have been one of the most dynamic backcourts in the league for the last few seasons. And it is a tough matchup on a nightly basis to try to produce against what McCollum brings to the table offensively.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Odom.
Well, guys, during that last timeout, I listened to Frank Vogel talk to his team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
At the line for your Trailblazers, Robert Covington. At the line for 1.
Free throw drops for Covington.
And the defensive versatility of Robert Covington is a real asset. At 6'7" with long arms, this guy can guard almost every position on the floor.
Yeah, that switchability is such a valuable thing in today's game. And for Covington, he's one of those interesting guys that maybe not so much on the ball as off the ball, the disruption that he can give you defensively with that length in his hands. That's where he really is a tremendous help defender.
Starts the 4th and final quarter.
A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now.
Let's hear it for your Blazer D.
And here is James. 4 on the clock. Shoots over Powell.
They're still struggling to find the bottom of the net from three-point range this half. They were much better in the first.
And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Inside. Here's Zeller. And it's sent back by Howard.
Well, Dwight Howard still makes you think about your shot attempts, easily leaping up to throw that one away. This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball securer. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
Lillard outside. Fires for three. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
James against Powell. LeBron is doubled. Now the pass to Monk. The baseline jumper goes down. And the Lakers lead by 4.
And James and his court awareness is just so extra special. Just whenever a guy has a clean look, they're going to get the ball. Look at your watch. It's Lillard time.
Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Powell against James.
In the game. 2 minutes.
To the inside. Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Now, Dwight Howard is used to being the go-to guy earlier on in his career in Orlando for sure, but a remarkable time for him to come up big.
For Portland, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Lillard against Nunn. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles leads cut down to 1 in the bucket from Damian Lillard.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
Take a look at him, locked in right now in this moment, wants the ball in his hands and feels real comfortable with the shot he's taking.
And the Lakers call time here. They're up by 1. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hasn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots. And you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Nurkic with the block.
Nurkic seeing an opportunity there to make the impact defensively with the block.
To the middle, kicks it out to Lillard to take the lead. And the Trailblazers, another 3. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Blazers.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
It's okay to be a kleptomaniac during a basketball game. Look at those steals totals. A lot of effort on deep from them tonight.
Just 5 on the clock. The kick out to Westbrook. 1 for 3. Back to Westbrook. Powell against James, and they double up James. Nurkic with the steal. And now Portland on the break. Covington down low. Monk defending. Laces one from 3.
Oh, man, the DNA test comes back, and there is a clutch gene. McCollum with the confidence to deliver.
Can't waste any time here.
Well, it's probably a little bit too late here, but you really need to score a bucket here to stay alive.
Davis, yes!
As soon as Davis receives the ball, you just know he's going to take it at the D, and the basket there was big.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's his first personal. Second team.
This is a huge possession.
This is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
Third team foul. At the line for Portland. Dame. At the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
There's so many stories about Damian Lillard, not just on the floor, but off the court. And in everything that he does, whether it's basketball or his rap career, There's a tremendous amount of passion behind it.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
It's funny, at this point in the game, the coach is asking the team to be perfect. They haven't been to this point.
So they foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Team foul. At the line for your Trailblazers, Dame. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Some padding here on the free throw line. Some good work.
James against Powell. From deep. And again, no good by the Lakers. So the Trailblazers win it. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Dame. I know you guys wanted this game tonight, so how were you able to get it done?
I mean, I thought it was a game that we just had to come out, you know, with a certain level of urgency and aggressiveness. We started the game off really strong. Obviously, they made a run. They play free. They play aggressive. They got some guys that can get things done. They made a game of it. We had to work for it, which, you know, we expect and we respect. So it was a great group effort. We did the things we need to do to get a win, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you're keeping it rolling, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time